Does the news today make you wanna hurl? And when you flush up poop, do you watch it swirl? It should be easier than trying to spell squirrel. It's Corey and Nina against the world.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. I hope y'all are ready. We have something super special in store for you. A special guest that we have today on Corey and Nina Against the World. She's from the 19th cycle of America's Next Top Model. She's super fabulous, super fierce, uber talented. It's Kiara Belen. Hi, Kiara.
Hello. Hi.
Welcome to our crazy world. How are you feeling, babes?
Incredible. Always blessed. Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, welcome to our little world, Corey and Nina Against the World. We have put you on our planet, and you have no idea what is in store for you.
I'm very excited to visit. I am planetary, migration and learning.
Yeah. You look stunning. You look like family. You literally look like one of my cousins. I know that you're beautifully mixed as well, right?
Yes, I am. Thank you so much. I'm Puerto Rican, Colombian, and Black.
Okay, cool. I knew you were some Black because I'm some Black, and I was like, there's something there. Like, I feel like I look like you, or you look like me, or whatever. But I wasn't sure what the other was. So thank you for letting me know, because I was very curious. You're stunning. You were stunning on your cycle of America's Next Top Model, and you're still stunning now.
Thank you so much, Corey. You are as well stunning, breathtaking, so exotic, racially ambiguous, amazing, incredible in every essence.
You know what? You are so sweet. When I first met you, it was very brief, but it was like such a moment for me because I was a fan of America's Next Top Model long before I was ever on America's Next Top Model. I don't know if you can relate. So if I would see people who are like affiliates of the show in any respect, I would fangirl.
Excuse me, ladies. Excuse.
And I remember seeing you at the premiere of our cycle in LA.
Yes.
Girl, I'm so sorry for that brief and awkward encounter. I choked up. I could not find the words to actually, I remember being like, hi, you're Kiara. And you were like, hi, like, it's nice to meet you. And then I like didn't say anything. I just looked at you. And then you didn't say anything. And then someone else started talking to you. And then I walked away. And I was like, it was like,
you had done it. You were like,
oh my gosh.
It was horrifying.
Well, that's crazy. First of all, thank you for sharing that. And that's crazy that you say that, because like, it's interesting how you never know what somebody is going through. You know what I mean? Like, because I remember meeting you and I remember like, oh my God, that's Corey. I love Corey. Oh. You know what I mean? And being like, oh, and so kind of, it was crazy that night. I think we were in Hollywood.
Yeah, there were a ton of people.
There were a ton of people. It was like the most famous I probably have ever felt. To this day, I was like, I looked over to my right and I was like, oh my God, the game is right there. Yeah, why is he here?
Yeah, there were a lot of celebrities. Like Raven Simone was walking by. I was like, oh no. But yeah, I was very excited to meet you. You know, you are like somebody who I think exemplified such strength on your cycle of America's Next Top Model. And I always try to think about like, who is the one person who like did it the right way, you know, who was just like unapologetic, who was strong the whole way through, who handled themselves well. And I feel like you are a great representation of how to do America's Next Top Model. You did it so gracefully. And I remember watching you and being like, okay, you know, when I found out I was going to be on that show, I was like taking notes, like, okay, I hope that I can be as bad a bee as Kiara B.
What?
Yeah.
I love this. Can I be like, I want to be a trio now. I want to be a part of this now.
Yes. Can I ask you, how old were you on your season of Top Model?
I was 21 years old.
Okay. And you were how old, Corey?
I was 22.
Okay. I was 18.
Yeah, you were a little baby.
It's so different when you,
it's so different.
And it plays a role, it plays a factor into your experience on this show.
It really does. And so me watching back on somebody like you and like Corey, who are just like a little smidge older than I was, it's like, you're so much more well-spoken and you have a better understanding of who you are and how you want to present yourself. And you were definitely one of those people who were just like, wow, Wow, what a classy gal, honestly.
Thank you. This is wow. Thank you guys so much.
Well, it's true. I think you should be very proud. I mean, I hope you are. I mean, yeah, like you've gone on to do like amazing things, and we're going to get into all of that. But yeah, I think it's not something everybody who went through that experience can say, like that they came out on the other end, like gracefully. You know, I know that maybe like your experience with like sports and like, I guess the rigorous process of being like apt and fit to do that maybe helped you per se?
Like being
I
in
don't
a
know.
competition
What do you
mindset
think?
always.
Like, where did you get that? Like, I don't even want to call it grit, but it was like graceful strength. Like, where did you find that steadiness? Where did that come from?
Yeah, I definitely attribute a lot of that to being an athlete, because as an athlete, you learn how to deal with adversity in real time. And it's all mostly about strategy. So I remember actually the semifinal round where like I was just a semifinalist and we weren't even in the house yet. We were all in this hotel in like Universal Studios and everybody's so excited and blah, blah, blah. And we had our first OTF, like our first interview there. And I was like writing down the questions that they asked, and then kind of like studying film like an athlete would have, like, okay, this is clearly the direction of where we're going. And this is clearly who I am. I want to be transparent about it, but also be smart about it. And so it was all kind of, every single challenge, I was like strategizing ahead of that. So it's about preparation and then understanding what you're going into. So yeah, that definitely comes from being an athlete. And then the grace part, I guess, comes from just my family and having such a solid, strong foundation at home. So
yes,
yeah, that's the equation.
I love it.
This is how we are going to kind of step off into our realm of questions, and it starts with one particular question. How do you feel about potty humor?
I'm all for it.
He's a sister after my own heart, after my own fart.
Yes.
That's amazing, because we've got a game that's perfect for you.
Okay, let's go. I'm ready.
All right,
I like games. I like competition.
It's time to play a game Nina and I like to call Fart
or Start.
Oh my God.
Yeah, we're dead serious.
You're a mom. You can get behind this.
Yeah, you're right.
Bring forth the fartometer. What is this fartometer, you ask? Well, Kiara, I'm so glad you asked. It is a digital device that we use to gauge the severity of certain questions that we are going to ask you, ranging from puff all the way up to shart.
7 levels.
There's
And
7.
Yes, it ranges from puff. It goes to toot. It goes to poot.
The fart is just like straight up disrespectful, standard issue. So like, how dare you? And then we go even further on into what we call a fart bomb, which is just like loud and obnoxious. Everybody in the room done turned their head and they noticed you. They took offense. And they took offense. It goes into air pollution. Which
approximately 10 hours later,
which isn't good for anybody's health. It's like
no.
Nobody can breathe. It went from this room to the next room and in the living room.
Apocalyptic.
This is gonna be a really good, interesting game for me, you guys.
Disruptive. And then it ends with the shart, of course, which is just like, it's time to go home. You shat your pants. You can't be out in the world living your life this way. Each question we ask you corresponds to a tier on the scale that the fartometer is. How are you feeling, Kiara, now that you know a little bit more about
And now that the farts have been unveiled?
No, it's good. I feel so ready, so calm. I'm like so transparent and so authentic at this point in my life that I'm like, I love this game already.
The fight jar is a jar of dares. So if you decide, Kiara, that you want to opt out and you don't want to answer something, you can most certainly dive on in. But if Nina and I determine that your answer was way too pageant girl,
You're not gonna get me. You're not gonna get me.
Okay.
You literally met your match.
So the first one is our puff, right? And we just want to know, are you still doing what everybody knows you for, which is modeling and playing sports? Do you actively still do those things?
Yes. I mean, I play sports kinda, maybe when I'm working out, just shooting around on a team, but I am signed and I do actively do work. Usually a lot of resort work since I'm in Vegas and LA. It's great. And I actually own a modeling school now that I teach and I work with younger girls. And
That's amazing.
yeah, we also produce shows for Fashion Week internationally as well, so that they can experience what it's like to feel like a model and come into their own, but mostly like preteens, teens age, but it's a lot of fun. So yeah, I'm very much immersed.
Corey and I had the wonderful experience of judging a modeling agency, a children's modeling agency competition.
Yeah, like a runway show they had. They brought us on. It was funny.
The most adorable thing I've ever seen in my life.
Right?
So
like every day
cute.
I'm like, wow. And I can still do it online remotely too, and like work with my kids. And so like, it's nice.
Yeah. Oh, you must have so much joy in that. Oh my gosh. I love that you're doing that.
Yeah.
Why don't we insert, if you have a website, what is that called?
You can. Thank you. Go to thefashionlifetour.com. Or the Fashion Life Tour, TFL. It becomes a tour because we do tour around the countries once you finish your training, and get photo shoots in Paris and Milan, stuff like that when we can travel. Our next show will be in September. So if you go there, you can get a free consultation with me and go from there and see where we can kind of place you. And
How fantastic.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
I'm obsessed. I am. I think it's so great. It's so great. What a great way to like come full circle and give back, you know.
My kids, yeah. What we do, that's what you're supposed to do. You know?
Yes, honey. I got into, well, it's not about me, but we'll talk another time. Yeah. Nina, next one.
The next one. This can go one of two ways because it's kind of a two-part question. What is the best part and the worst part about mom life?
Ooh, oh my gosh, what great questions. I think the best part about mom life is constantly being reminded of the importance of staying present and how simple and pure that they are, and their interpretations and growth and how quick it is, them experiencing everything for the first time and asking you these questions, believing in Santa Claus again, because like he's a part of your household, and ultimately grounding you to the importance of life, that full purpose. That's what I feel. Anyway.
I love that answer because you got to stay with them. And you can only do that if you are prepared and willing to be spontaneous and spontaneous and present and living in the moment with them. And it's a great point to make. What's your least favorite thing about mom life?
My least favorite thing about mom life, I guess, oh my God. I guess would be the difference in your time not being your own. Like even to work out, I would just go, I'm going to go work out. Like, you know what I mean? If you wanted to just go to this trip, you can just go to this trip. You know what I mean? It's definitely like a sacrifice. Yeah. But I think that once you feel that, what I just said, that purpose, if you didn't know what your purpose was before, you for sure know it now.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Like it's now like, that was a happy sacrifice. It's like something that you like kind of overcame as like seeing time as for really what it is and how valuable it is, especially how fast they grow, you know? Yeah. So it's definitely like a change. You are now not just one person. You think and do everything for this person too, you know? So, I mean, I can't even say that's the worst part. I mean, because like I said, that's a benefit. So,
but I like that answer because that's why I
It's a
don't
good
want
answer.
kids.
yeah, because I'm letting people know exactly. That's
Like-
because people rush it or like get into situations, and you should know, because I glamorize it for sure. I wanted to be a mom since I was like 14.
It sounds so poetic when you say it.
Just because I'm passionate about it. That's what I always really wanted to do, was be a mother.
Yeah.
I'm
Well,
biased.
good for you.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
And to know that about yourself, you know.
Yeah.
Well
Honestly, like that's kind of how you were on your like season of Top Model too. Didn't like everybody call you the mom? Like it was just kind of like.
I'm the oldest of 7 children. Like that's all.
Oh yeah, you were like raising your brothers and sisters. I loved your story too, and how real it was, and how you brought that into it.
I have this house just for them to be able to come over. Like they are my, you know, they are why. To answer your first question, that grace and that whatever was because they kept me grounded this whole time. Like they were my kids, you know? So I was always they were almost my outlet.
Yeah.
So it was almost like I only know how to nurture, you know? So I don't know, like I've always been really excited about this journey and this watching my own thing do this thing. Cause I mean, we range, the youngest are 15-year-old twins. So I'm still in every stage, plus my girl who just turned 4. So I don't know. I'd rather work with kids than adults, to be honest.
All right. So you are doing pretty good. You're vibing with us. You are gelling with us. Like nothing phases you, obviously. So we're going to turn it up a notch.
Turn it up.
We're going to turn it up. So your next question on the Fartometer. Every season of America's Next Top Model has their crazy / interesting / one of their own type of cast members. Mm-hmm. Who would you consider to be that person and why?
Like the crazy girl that's supposed to be
yep.
Okay, well, obviously the way she was portrayed on the show, that would have been Victoria.
You bitch. No, you're a bitch. No, I'm a real bitch.
Yeah, but you know, and it's interesting because she was a very nice girl. I've seen Victoria many times, even after, more times than I've seen any other model after, actually.
Cool.
And yeah, she's a very wholesome girl. And as you said, you know, the things that happen on the show are edited. Her was her mother and her quirkiness. Even the music would change, you know what I mean, when she came on, a whole different vibe, you know what I mean, about this girl who was a very normal girl living in her reality, experiencing something as impactful and possibly traumatic or possibly amazing, depending on where you are, you know what I mean, as far as socialization. So if she didn't have that much of it, then it makes sense of everything that she did, but it doesn't make her, it did not stop her. It did not change her. She's doing a lot more modeling.
Which is so fierce in her own way. Right?
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's about your own way. So yeah, if that's what we want to call weird or we want to call unique, but she's successful and she's happy. So are you successful? Are you happy? And if not, then probably that's why you're talking about this weird girl. Like,
honey, it's like you focus your energy on this mess because you can't, or what you perceive as a mess.
Myself from my
you can't, you can't be bothered to deal with your own mess.
I actually had the pleasure of walking a Fashion Week show with Victoria once upon a blue moon. Which I don't know how long it was ago now, but I had so much respect for her because she totally caught me off guard. I really didn't even know what was happening. And she, I think, started working for a jewelry company. And she's like, oh, you're Nina from Top Model. And like, you have to shoot this jewelry with me. And I was like, well, okay. All of a sudden I was doing a mini photo shoot, like in the back of this, makeup station. And I just was like, what just happened? But I respect the hustle. Girl, you are really, really, really working hard at what you're doing. And like, I don't know. I remember some girls just being like, that was so weird that she made you do that. And I was like, it was not weird. It was not weird at all.
That's a certain lower vibration of thinking, or you could think about an opportunity that might have created for you by doing that. So I'm not going to waste my time telling you why that was a good idea. I'm just going to say, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong. She has such positive energy. If Victoria was out to get people, she's not doing that. She's living authentically in her truth and being happy. So what we consider weird is something that I want to desensitize because I do.
That's what our show is about at the end of the day.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's weird is unique. And things like, first of all, anything autistic on the spectrum, anything is a gift. It's not a handicap. That was a gift to humanity and another form of evolution that we have yet to understand, because they're actually really smart and they're actually really amazing and hustlers and happy. So,
and they test your way of thinking because it's abnormal.
Right.
You know, it's brilliant.
That's why it's a gift to evolution. So we can either fail or we can pass. We can see it as something that's weird, or we can see it as something that's okay. Like, wow.
Take us to church, Kiara.
Do you think, honestly, being an athlete strengthened your career as a model or weakened it?
Well, I think being an athlete strengthened everything in every that I could possibly choose in any industry. So I think what that question might be geared to would be as far as physical, what you saw, you know what I mean? Which I could completely see given the standard of what's normal in the modeling industry. But here I am with a modeling company as a model who, I'm not as big as I was in college, for sure. But if I knew what I know now, I would know that my lane would be Nike commercials and Adidas. I didn't know that before. So there is a lane for everybody if that's what you want to do. But I digress to say that being an athlete taught me so much. And there's even industries that I've been in as far as medical sales that prefer hiring athletes as opposed to people who weren't, because we know what it's like to be in a team setting. We know what it's like to show up on time. We know what it's like to strategize and analyze, you know what I mean, and overall succeed and want to achieve and win. So that's not something that's taught in school. It's literally something that you have to go through, going every day to practice and going to tournaments and winning championships and crying and bleeding and losing teeth. You know what I mean? There's only one way to really experience what it's like to show up for this thing that you don't want to show up for every day, but you do, and you love the game. So it's definitely an athlete's mentality is definitely different than the norm, I guess. But
all right, you ready to jump on?
Ready, let's do it.
Oh, you're so ready. Okay, so I don't know if I'm crossing any boundaries with this question. You told me before at the beginning that there were no boundaries, but we'll see. We'll see.
Wait, what level is this on the fartometer?
This is fart bomb. Okay, so there was this bit that I remember from the ANTM shoot, one of the shoots that you did on Top Model, where you cried because you had experience in jail. Now, I'm sorry, I didn't stalk you hardcore, but just from reading some headlines and whatnot, you have like a few incidents with the law. Can you expand on these?
Yeah, absolutely. Yes. I'm an open book. I definitely truly am. I mean, that incident, the shoplifting incident when I was in college, I think it was definitely my sophomore year. And I had taken some things from like one of the spectrums and I got caught and I was like so scared. Me and my brother used to, because we were hungry, we used to steal chickens, like those like chickens that were already made in the grocery store.
Oh yeah, they're delicious.
Chicken runs because they would last us the whole week. Even on that show, even just like being in that age, in that stage. But yeah, definitely different understanding, perception of the law and money itself. And it's funny because I was taking it for somebody else, but it doesn't matter. I took it and I dealt with it, and it wasn't even like I just went and said some paperwork and then went back to college. And like, you know, my coach was the one that said, hey, I think there's like a warrant out for you. Like these people, I was like, what? And I just didn't know that I hadn't finished the process, because early on, when you deal with trauma or something happens, a lot of people, even today, doesn't tend to dissociate. So dissociate means forgetting certain things. So like that was something that I forgot, which is why it was such an impactful moment when I got there, because it triggered something that I dissociated from. That's why I freaked out, because I was like, I spent so much time forgetting that I was actually in this place.
Wow. So question to follow that up. Did you ever do jail time ever?
No. I mean, I was there, but I never like spent the night in jail. But as someone who had upheld themselves as such a perfectionist, collegiate Division I athlete, straight A student, blah, 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 for me to even be arrested, you know what I mean? For like anybody to find out about that would be like end of everything. You know what I mean? Like that just kills everybody's, you know what I mean? So, and that's when you're trying to live for people's perception of who they be. And so I obviously we all go through that stage.
Kiara, I hope you've forgiven yourself, because I forgive you. I think you're fabulous. And I really, like, anybody who finds that like as the first impression of you upon Googling your name, they're missing out. They're missing out on this like fully realized and confident and beautiful woman who's really putting out so much positivity and truth into the world. It's just like, I really take issue with that.
Got 2 more questions.
All right, cool.
All right. This is pollution. This like could offend somebody, or it is. Well, you never know whether or not, whether you say something or not, it could offend somebody. It's offensive. A lot of people, a lot of people from ANTM alumni hate being associated with the show and hate the fact that every interview they have to talk about America's Next Top Model, no matter if it's been 10 years or 2 years or whatever that may be. Where do you stand?
Good question, guys. Good question. I'm going to take it. Okay, so every single person is entitled to their feelings and emotions and interpretations about something that happened to them, no matter what it is. As you said, your experience on the show when you were 18 is completely different to somebody who was just a little bit older. That 18 to 21 is a huge difference. This 21 to 31 is a bigger difference. And how I perceive things back then would be completely different as to how I perceive them now. So yes, America's Next Top Model might have been there to entertain and possibly exploit certain things about certain people at certain times in their life. But that doesn't mean that what they exploited defines them now. And I think it is very hard to deal with something that you dealt with in the past that everybody saw about you, and almost triggering, especially if you're not that person anymore.
Absolutely.
To then have to be able to say, no, F that, because they were wrong. Absolutely. Was I right or wrong for interpreting the way that I did? That's up to me, because that's what I was going through. And you don't know what it's like to be me.
Absolutely.
Or right now. So I know I would have handled myself differently. I'm not necessarily not proud of it. I can laugh at it because why? I am living my authentic self. If I were triggered by something that happened before, that might be something that I'm still dealing with now, or something that I dissociated from. But it no longer defines me now. So it doesn't help my vibration or rise it to try and hurt someone else's. That's my answer.
Oh, that's some truth, and y'all need to hear it. Hey, it's true, because right now we're all so quick to like burn the whole thing down because of some trauma that happened for one person or many people. And I'm not trying to discredit the stories. I love the way you put it, Kiara, because obviously like the trauma came out of something real that they experienced or interpreted, you know, in the way that they did. However, that's gonna be different for each and every person that you come about, because we all have different experiences going into this as well. Like for me, like it was just like blessings compared to what I was living prior. And yeah, they put me through a lot of shit. Okay. Like they opened up my whole identity. Like they shat on it, like for the whole world to see on television. But there was beauty in it because like, you know, I met people who like could relate and like they're anyway. Wait, where are we? Do we have one more question?
We have one more.
Okay.
And it's the short because
it's the short.
It really is it. That I mean, it's a it's bizarre because this is the most recent drama to date that I seem to have uncovered from being a Google girl. What is this drama with Ryan Seacrest?
As you should be. Well, I'm giving you a high five. Congratulations. There it is.
What's going on with that?
Oh my gosh. Wow. So I did a lot of fashion week in LA, like a lot. Like I was in Fashion Week, I'm booked in every single day. And sometimes they would be different venues that I had to run across and I wouldn't necessarily make call time. So whether or not that matters, they knew I was going to be in the show. We have already communicated that. This is going to come full circle later because when I got there, they usually have a little separate dressing room for me or like other people like that are, you know, it's just really a lot of people there. So there's like some special guests or whatever that are in their dressing room. So I'm changing. There's lots of, I don't know if you've ever been back. You've been backstage at Fashion Week. It's crazy. Okay. And there's cameras everywhere. I had no idea that they were filming a show that day. And they were filming the shots of sunset.
And he said, Reza, you mother, I'm gonna kill you.
So somebody called me way after I had my baby. And it was one of my model friends. And she says, girl, I just saw you on TV, like naked. And I was like, no, you didn't. No, you didn't. Because I never said yes to one of those jobs. Like, she's like, no, I did. And she took me a clip of it. And surely it was me like changing backstage.
Oh.
And, yeah. And then not only that, like then they filmed part of the actual show where I was walking out and they filmed my whole walk. And then one of the characters on the show says, yes, that bitch is fierce, like this, you know, he's like referring to me. So they showed me like 3 different clips in all about on this one episode. And so in Hollywood, anything, you're supposed to sign a contract to be able to do that. I didn't know that was happening.
Yeah, for sure.
Especially since I was naked at the time.
Yeah.
And actually pregnant at the time. And so that's kind of why I had like my own space. And so anyway, then I contacted kind of like my lawyer. He was like, that's definitely not okay. If you know you didn't sign a contract. I was like, I didn't know they were filming. I promise you that I didn't know that. This is not some type of like, I want to get anything quick, whatever. And he says, they absolutely knew what they were doing. They absolutely knew that you were from the show. They absolutely purposely put you in that frame and then referred to you back on your walk. You know what I mean? And then
that's a mess.
It was like a commercial on the website, on like Bravo website.
Oh no.
It was like, that was me walking. And so yeah, that's basically what happened. So we're still
talk about an invasion of privacy. My goodness.
The thing is, it's like they're gonna put your goodies up on television, not even pay you for it. Are you crazy? Hell to the no. Like that is just disrespectful. Like honestly, there's so many situations like that. Not just in LA.
I knew even before I asked you that it was the shart. Like I knew it.
Yeah.
I knew it. That's not
a big
right.
shart.
It was pretty sharty, I guess. Yeah.
Are you still in the works with this lawsuit? Yeah.
Things have been kind of delayed. These cases usually last a long time, and especially with COVID or whatever, but they're trying to reach a settlement now. So I'm just kind of letting them handle it because it's not something cool to think about. It's obviously like I take my image very seriously and I plan on having more kids and stuff like that. So like I wanted, you know, that wasn't like I was like full on doing something, but at the same time, like what's right is right. And that's just the law. And they should have been more careful because I would not have agreed, you know.
And also respectful. Honestly, like I'm so proud of you for standing up for yourself because I think a lot of people would just go silent in a situation like that. Like, I don't know if I would have the bravery to like, you know, be like, ho, you cannot do that. Like you like have agency over your own body and you took initiative. And I'm very proud of you for that. I think that sends out a loud message that a lot of girls can learn from. You're the first person that we've had on our show to like
that has made it through.
You won the game. You didn't have
fart
to.
jar.
You're the first one. We've had a few guests too. Well, I want to ask you.
Yes.
You can always dive in if you want to just have some fun with this because it is silly.
Okay, I'll do it just because.
Yeah. I thought you might because you're fun. but you obviously don't have to do this because it is clearly.
Because you won the game.
Okay,
Yeah,
all right.
it's
Well, that's
clearly
just like me being a good sport and a winner, champion.
Hey!
Okay. Are you ready?
Yeah.
We need you to sing a country song about Smize Cream.
First of all, do you know what Smize Cream is?
Of course I do. I love my Tyra.
You're also the first guest to know what Smize Cream is on our
What?
Yeah. They're like, is it an eye cream that Tyra Banks came out with? I'm like, actually, marketing genius, but no, she's doing ice cream.
It's weird. How you doing? I don't even follow her Instagram. Like, how ungrateful are you? Like,
So ungrateful. And all these people have been top model affiliates too. It's crazy.
okay, well, anyway. So
Let's go, girl.
country song though. I don't even know. Okay, so
Gotta put that twang on it.
oh my God. Okay, so all right, here we go. I love my Smize cream. It's the best ice cream. I love my Smize cream. It's the best ice cream. Thank you, Tyra Banks. You really know how to make it cold. Thank you, Tyra Banks. Your beauty, Tyra, and sweet is gold. Smize cream, ice cream. I really like my ice cream. Smize cream, ice cream. I really like my ice cream. Ice cream.
You know what? That too is marketing genius, and they should hire you to sing the jingle because you did that. I loved it.
It's not even a genre. No, I'm just kidding.
Ice cream.
Oh my gosh. I came up with a country song about Smize Cream too. You want to hear it?
Yes.
Okay, it goes Tyra. She's as beautiful as I am gay. And that's very. And I fart when I eat dairy. Smize Cream.
Oh my God, I love that. Yay! That's clearly the second verse. That's
That
the
was fine. I actually feel like
you need to make a dance.
it's a duet. Kiara.
I make it look. We got Smize cream. Ice cream. That's my favorite ice cream. Gonna make a TikTok with a dance. Tyra.
Honey, she's not ready. The world isn't ready.
I ain't ready. I'm just gonna be like the girl on the roller skates that delivers the Smize cream.
Nina, you can roller skate around us
You're, like,
holding it.
Circles, like,
You're like, I want to do it.
Somebody get this Smize cream. Wow. Okay. You are one of the most brilliant people You are one of the most brilliant people that I've had the pleasure of speaking with. Corey and I are so pleased to have had you on our show. For the people that don't know you, can you tell them where to follow you?
Thank you so much. You guys are amazing. My name is Kiara, and you can follow me at the Kiara Belen on Instagram and the Fashion Life Tour on Instagram, as well as go to that website if you're considering being a model, anything like that. But thank you guys so much. I'm so grateful to share space and time and energy with you. And I hope that this is as meaningful and adds value to everyone watching as much as it has for me.
Does the news today make you wanna hurl? And when you flush up poop, do you watch it swirl? Life should be easier than trying to spell squirrel.